everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Bryson coming to you live from Western Kentucky University for the Live from the Hill series. I'm WKU's International Admissions Counselor, and I'm here to give you a little tour today of the Gordon Ford College of Business. So we're doing this series over several different topics here at WKU, several different majors and departments and different things. So today's topic is all about business. And I am here in Grise Hall, which is where most of our business classes are located. So I'm going to turn you around here, and we're going to go in and get started with a tour of Grise. So for the Gordon Ford College of Business, if you're interested in any of the following programs, you would be considered in our Gordon Ford College. So if you want to study accounting, business data analytics, economics, entrepreneurship, finance, international business, management, marketing, mathematical economics, those are our majors within the Gordon Ford College. We also have graduate programs in Gordon Ford College. So we have a master's in accountancy, applied economics, and business administration. So those are all very, very highly recognized programs internationally. Our Master of Business is actually an advanced master's. So where most MBAs take 2 years to complete, our MBA only takes 1. So it is very advanced. That's going to save you, time and money if you're interested in that program. So here in the Gordon Ford College, here in Grise Hall, it's kind of leveled out by different floors. So this is one of the taller buildings on our campus, and they're kind of segmented into different departments. But we don't just have College of Business departments here in Grise either. So for example, sociology and criminology, those are in our Potter College. Those are also here located in Grise, but you can kind of see how it's segmented as I go up here. So also something I want to point out on this first floor, this screen, you can't really see, but there's a long black line here. That is actually a screen, and those are usually displaying stocks, the New York Stock Exchange. So that's currently off because we are not in session, but those are usually going. And you can see here too, we have different clocks for different time zones from around the world, just to kind of symbolize the international business that we have here at WKU. So we will go on and get started with the building tour. This is going to be a pretty quick tour today, especially if you have tuned in for previous tours with our Live from the Hill series. Because we're just in this building and there's not a whole lot to see besides classrooms. We'll go on up here. I also want to apologize. I was supposed to have a student with me today zooming in from the College of Business. He unfortunately couldn't make it, so I do apologize. So you're just stuck with me. So we're on the second floor here of Grise, and something I want to point out is WKU's campus is on a hill. And I've definitely mentioned that in previous Live from the Hill sessions, but Grise is kind of situated towards the middle, and since it is a very tall building, you can access the building from the outside on several different floors. So even though now we're on the second floor, you can still get in here, and you can see a little taste of the outside of campus there, for sure. So again, each floor is kind of segmented. You have your different classrooms, but you also have different departments for their professors, their office hours. So for example, right here is the Department of Information Systems. So basically, every professor within that department will have an office here. And no matter what you're majoring in on campus, what your program is, the professors will be required to hold office hours. So they'll put this on their syllabus. They'll let you know when their office hours are. So if you need to ask any personal questions, if you need some just extra help in your courses, and you want to meet one-on-one with your professor, you can absolutely do that here at WKU. Again, each department has kind of their own specific hallway where you can meet with them. So we're going to go down the hall here and hopefully get a glimpse into a classroom. And I was thinking the lights would turn on. There we go. So one thing you'll notice, you probably won't see anyone on this tour because we are currently out of session, and most of our staff and faculty are still working from home thanks to COVID restrictions. But at least you get to see the building here. Morning. All right, looks like all of these classrooms are locked. I'm going to turn around here. I do apologize. I also want to encourage you at any time, if you have questions, feel free to put those in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. I think there's a couple classrooms open on some of the higher floors, so we'll get to those in just a moment. But I do want to point out a couple other things on the second floor. So here's this poster here, just to show some of the internships that our students have recently done in the last couple semesters. So these are some of the companies that those internships have been partnered with. And you can see there's some pretty big names on there. You can see Walt Disney, you can see WKU itself, you can see Houchins Industries, Fruit of the Loom. So all very large companies that our students have worked with. Again, the College of Business is very, very well known here at WKU. And we do have some excellent connections. So there are all kinds of internship opportunities, connections opportunities. Our faculty and staff have a lot of company connections as well. So it's very, very common that our students go on to work for some of those large companies that you hear of. So I'm going to show you a classroom on up when we get up the stairs, but on the second floor we have an auditorium, so I'm going to go on and show you that as well. So our main auditorium here in Grise Hall. So something I want to point out is, while this building, or this room is quite large, as you can see, most of our classrooms are very small. We take pride in trying to have very small classrooms here at WKU to make it more personal for you. So a lot of large universities around the U.S., your classes, you might have 200 people in them. Your professor is not really going to know who you are. And that's, we try to shy away from that here at WKU. We want you to be able to raise your hand. Your professor calls on you by name because they'll know your name. You can ask questions. That is our goal. However, there are a few larger class sizes. Mostly these larger classes will be for your kind of lower level, maybe some introduction courses that you might take. So a little more generic, but once you start moving up into some higher level courses, your classes will be very, very small. So you might only take, 2 or 3 courses in a room this size here at WKU while you're here. I also want to point out that here in this room, we have a lot of guest lecturers come in. So we have a lot of, famous scientists, famous writers and whatnot that come in to speak to our students. But we also have guest lecturers from different companies here in the Gordon Ford College of Business, and they'll come in this room and do a guest lecture series after courses or sometimes even in the evening. So you might come in here for something besides a regular class. So we're going to head on up the steps. Again, this building is quite tall. There is an elevator. However, I might lose you all if I go into the elevator, so I'm not going to do that. The Wi-Fi might cut out on me. So I'm going to go up the steps, get in some cardio exercise for me today. So if you'll just bear with me for one moment. All right, we can go on in here. Again, not all of our departments within Grise Hall here are with the Gordon Ford College of Business. So we have some other ones, for example, political science, African American studies. You can see there, those are in our Potter College. But over here you have the Department of Finance. So those professors' offices will be there. And then we can take a peek out here. You can see a little bit more of the outside of campus. That is Mclean Hall there, one of our residence halls, right here next to Grise. And something else I want to point out, as you can see, all of this open space right here, this is completely open to students in between classrooms. So when you're sitting around waiting for class to start, maybe you have a large gap in between your courses, you can absolutely use this space to study, work on homework, do some different groups with friends, and definitely utilize that space. We have a lot of that space in all of our buildings here at WKU. Just because we know that's really important for students to have a safe and quiet place to study and to work on group projects for sure. All right, so we are currently on the 5th floor of Grise Hall. We're going to see if we can maybe go down and peek into a regular sized classroom for a moment. We do have some cleaning staff in here, so you can see some of the stuff is out here in the hallway. So there's one of our computer labs. And we can peek in here for just a moment. Yes. So here's basically what a typical classroom looks like here in Grise Hall. And it's pretty standard for the rest of WKU as well as far as size. So you can see that, a good 35 people or so will fit in this room, but that's still quite small in comparison to a lot of larger universities for sure, like I was telling you. Again, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to put those in the chat box. Whew, I'm a little out of breath after this stairs, I'm not going to lie. All right, so we're going to come around the corner here, and I do want to come over to this side just for the view itself. So here are a few more faculty offices, but in this space there is an excellent view of the bottom of the hill, the bottom of campus. So as you can see, lots of green space down there, lots of areas for students to hang out when it's nice weather, to study, to throw frisbee, play sports, but lots of trees and greenery as well. There's so much greenery here on campus, and we actually have so many plants that our campus is considered an arboretum. So there are all kinds of trees and flowers and whatnot. It is very, very beautiful. So that is basically it for the tour today. I told you it was going to be a short one in comparison to my other tours. However, that's the Grise Hall. So again, the center kind of hub of the Gordon Ford College of Business. I do want to encourage you, if you're interested in studying something besides business, besides those different programs I talked about at the very beginning, we have been doing other webinars. So we've done one over Harding College, which is science, math, engineering, that kind of thing. We've done one over Potter College, so some of our arts, our visual arts, performance, communications, political science. We do have one coming up for our education and behavioral sciences. We also have one coming up for let's see, what is left? Health and Human Services. But next week, we'll actually be doing one over campus events. So I'll be taking you kind of a little behind-the-scenes tour of our basketball arena, our football stadium, and talking about a lot of different things to do on campus besides just study. Because obviously you're coming here for an education. However, you're going to be spending a while here. We want you to have a good time, and there's all kinds of different things to do at WKU. So again, if you all have any questions, put those in the chat now. Forever hold your peace. I'd be happy to answer those. No questions? All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon. Stay well, be safe, and have a great day. Goodbye, everyone.